Peace. So everybody's on these confirmation hearings. Honestly, it really has no bearing for the common people. Um, People will say I tend to disagree because he's going to be a Supreme Court judge. He'll be able to make, he have to pass certain rulings and on real crucial things. But will these real crucial things be affecting certain demographics in our population, in our community? Maybe, maybe not. The reality is this: the confirmation hearing for me, it's a shoot, it's a sham, it's a joke, it's a fluke. Now, my thing is with politricks, I'm not a part of the political paradigm. I'm not a part of the politricks. I'm not with it. But what I will do is I stay in strict observation of what is happening in so-called politricks. I take names and ideas and dates and numbers and so on and so forth and look at what's taking place from an unbiased perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm not either Democrat or Republican. I'm neither one. So I can look at what's going on from an unbiased perspective because I don't have favor for either or. I'm just looking at the truth of the matter. You understand what I'm saying? So the reality for me is this. We hear the terms left wing and right wing, alternatives and all of this other type of stuff when you're dealing with political language. But you have to be careful and understand that as the people who are witnessing the political language and its effects, you know what I mean? You have to know and understand that you're actually watching a movie. You're watching a script unfold. And the bad thing is that you become addicted to the script. You put your own self in the script where you don't really have any place to be in the script. And you create arguments and other things for this script. You see what I'm saying? And you take this script and you bring it into your home and into your workplace and so on and so forth, which causes problems. It causes division. It causes conflict. You understand what I mean? Because certain things people won't discuss is religion and politics, right? But we're discussing these things in social open environments. So my thing is this. We have to take a look at it. Left wing, right wing, divisive. These are teams. People stand on the left, people stand on the right, and they conflict with each other because the left wants the right to do this and the right wants the left to see this. You know what I'm saying? The left has these values, the right has these values. The right says that the left don't have any moral values anymore. Their values of morality are low and shot. And you know what? I tend to agree with that to certain extents. And then the Republicans, the liberals say that, they're too harsh and so on and so forth. They have a good argument as well. You see what I'm saying? But the reality is this. The right wing and the left wing, the joke is on the people. It's on the people because a bird is an animal with two wings, right? Any type of animal that flies have two wings, right? But it's one animal. So that left wing and that right wing sits on one bird called government. The bird is government. The right wing and the left wing are just a part of the bird. And if you concentrate on parts of the bird, you missing out on the whole bird itself. You're not giving the bird a holistic observation. You're just looking at the bird's wings. You're not looking at the head of the bird, the tail of the bird, the feet, nothing. You're just studying the wings of the bird and you're caught up on the wings of the bird. Well, this is the people because the propaganda has told you what a left wing is and what a right wing is, and you've picked sides to what is conducive for you without proper investigation. So these confirmation hearings are pretty interesting to me because what I'm being taught is what not even being taught, what's being confirmed to me is the historical implications of what quote unquote so-called black people already knew, is that if somebody says something or use your name in a situation of a crime or an atrocity, you don't have to have a trial. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have any corroboration because it's just believed. Emmett Till, for instance, great situation. That's a situation. White woman said he looked at her the wrong way and he whistled and he ended up dead. No corroboration, no challenging of the information. He just ended up dead. And this is the common makeup of the American people and how we deal. We don't challenge the information. We just watch it and we argue about what propaganda tells us to argue about. You're sitting here fighting and arguing over something that really has no bearing for you on Capitol Hill. But what really matters to you and what should really matter to you is what's happening in your city from a local perspective. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to get into that paradigm, get into the observation of your political situation in your own home and begin to break that down. Begin to see what's effective and what's not effective, who's effective and who's not effective, who's for the people and who's not for the people. And whoever's not for the people, make it known that they're not for the people. See what I'm saying? You can change your community, but you're being distracted by what's happening on the Hill. See, even the symbolic ideology of what they call in the Hill, the Capitol, Congress, the Hill sits on a higher point than everything else. The Hill sits up high and everything has to look up to see what's on the Hill, and everything on the Hill has to look down. You understand what I'm saying? This is all symbolic, reference. So the Hill or the Capitol, you know what I'm saying, basically has an elite type of thought process. They are elites. They don't know how to talk to the people. They don't want to talk to the people. You understand what I'm saying? Even though you, quote unquote, supposedly put them in office, they don't know how to deal with you. They don't want to hear your talks. They don't want to hear about what's happening in your communities to take back to Congress and your senators. They don't want to hear those things. They don't know how to talk to the common people anymore. Why? Because they don't have the language. They don't know the language. The only language they know is secret society language, big corporate infrastructure, money language, big lobbyist language, special interest group language, big corporations, and so on and so forth language. That is what they understand. So in other words, our government is bought and sold daily by corporate entities, by secret societies, by elitists, and so on and so forth. So what happens now is that the people must begin to take another look at this whole situation and understand that this is politricks, and we must begin to form our own paradigm outside of a Democratic or a Republican ideology, because it's a false ideology. You understand what I'm saying? They're not enemies. You know what I'm saying? The bird is the bird. And the Democrats and the Republicans, they still sit together on the Council of Foreign Relations, on the Trilateral Commission. They are together. This is what the people don't understand. They are together. All you got to do is do a little bit of research and a little bit of study, and it would reward you to understand that you're being duped. But the masses of the people like to be duped. It is in our constructive conscious to be duped, because we've been duped from inception. You understand what I'm saying? So now you have to take a look at the politricks. You have to take a look at what's happening. Yeah, I mean, this Brent Kavanaugh confirmation and so on and so forth. Just know and understand, if a woman says you raped her, and she might, in this day and time, she might not have to need proof, because you got a whole movement centered around rape. It's called Me Too, sexual assaults and rape, which is sexual assault and rape is wrong. But that can also be used as a crutch to put somebody in a bad situation, because it's recognized right now. It's a hot topic. So for a woman to say, I've been raped or I've been sexually assaulted by this man, that man is going to have a problem, because he's not going to get a fair shot or a fair trial or a fair examination of what has occurred. He's going to be hammered automatically because of what was said without being corroborated. And we've seen the history of that. We've seen it, of course, with our own people, specifically throughout history. We've been lied on many times. Throughout history. This person said this person did that, this person did that, and without any corroboration. You understand what I'm saying? We've been put in situations. So we understand this all too well. But does everybody else understand what's happening? You see what I mean? So we got to begin to take a look at it and really challenge it. You understand? Because if not, you're going to continue to fall dupe to the propaganda, man. And the propaganda is what's really hurting our people in the community, the society, America itself. The division and the divisiveness with these terms, Republican, Democrat, politics, and so on and so forth, that's all divisive. The best thing that the people can do is get together, because what's going to happen is when that bird begins to implement its plans, on the masses of the people won't be able to fight, because they're so divided intentionally. That's intentional division that's being put together. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you, pay attention, observe, do the knowledge. Don't put yourself in the politics. Keep yourself on the outside of it. Witness what's going on and do the observations and ask the right questions with your own self and see who's who. You can see, it's so open what's going on. It's so open. Please pay attention. Peace.